a Samara company limited is a droyaba say a portion of the a twitch na bibia tima kokama a day amount kel chako toothpaste to ko dwa no apebia to yeda St Andrews for so as SHS almost so catch us akonya da ho and they also wura eye one suku on my friend 0244 696911 and 0207891004 na what you want edin come St Andrews SHS asem na make boem for your chairman of pay mo member of parliament representing the interest of parliament Musa Adom Batnas Kofi Akwaba Kofi quick one I should have told you guys we have an emergency so any pon in term kaka not like our usual time of function it just came up so we have to and to the viewer too pon term kaka na to equally other important by 3 minutes or 5 minutes to 9 we are done and you say quickly Akwaba boem for who to say
well odi kaima mintia o ankasa any me co panelist na boem for yehuye but de bia nya ye ka no eno ana egusu ho the lack of response from nyema bia beyond boem for you see nyema bebre wo ho a yara ankasa ye betumi aye den aye no doubt about that you expect to say bibia be free aban ho aye den aba bebre wo ho aye ye betumi aye but abrofo free bibi say there's a certain catalyst we hear bebre na wan kasa wo betumi aye no ebekoso without that no me wan kasa wo betumi aye no untumi nye den enye yen road infrastructure minia terrible. Now, without that, no, nyama bebrea yerankasa yebetumi aye look we ye kwenia wo do dia we a wo behia akwan papa na wo de be twin nyama e de free farm point wo de be backroom ana wo beto aso e de abankran say akwan na nya nya wo be ye bia no e be ka ho you remain poor and the say nya ban beye and I'm doing a statement the cost of abandoned projects say kwan na ye contractor ya kwa kodru stage bi na nya wo say ye tuano no ye ntuano na we jai na de na san say bi enti nya wa ye a ye be ka say wa ye 30% ya spend sika no ye san go back to even negative. And he will sound spending even more to do the same.
But that's what is happening.
That's what is happening. And no bina akaye. And me sraban. Say,
are you doing the paper in Parliament?
Yes, I'm doing a paper on that about the cost of abandoned project. But say, ye bisa questions, ye nya assurances, ye nya zadi eni nyina bet ye husu. Enti eya die ba kuma eha mempeso aso. But other than that, ne die Nyankopon Israel. Mimin de yana yanti asempa ye municipal director of education okoda ye no ono so wan sorry enti ebusuafo no omu enshedin and let me take this opportunity so na me wish honorable ET Mensa and honorable Felix also Japan ebusuafo no so say omu enshedin
when was that
last week
omu shedding these two stalwarts former majority leader and former youth leader me honorable eating no ye nipa ogurumi ye nyina e form me our foundation members of and so he groomed us and brought us this far and he busuafo no nyina shared it of course NTBBI ekoye ma once I will be some me fa akwenya nda chief Dolly Wura so ewo ne hospital kesia we bie no ewo Tamale Aisha Hospital.
Okay.
Indeed.
Tamale.
Ewa Tamale. Yes, in Tamale. And the kind of services are omo erenda wo hono enya de kitwa. I believe say yina wonsaka bibia na wonya opportunity a ubetumi rally funding. Na why bibisa we should continue to intervene. Say yinya say ubeto plane ticket say who call UK and who call South Africa and who call Germany and who call India. From Aha to Tamale, just less than $200. ubeko ho asa wo ho yare at a very standard
$10.
eh oh no, I'm just equating say wo koto ticket no wo koto ticket akwa brochiri a ubeto no ubetua no dollars no mo dey hear calculation so I'm just using that as an equivalent say en cost so much you will get the same service at a cheaper cost. You end up saving so much. And you're done as well.
Okay, all right. So, Kofi, but quickly on the spillage, the Akosobo Dam.
Well, terrible. It's bad, but spilling need you say baso. Mechanic say a lesser evil because young spillia. Actually, the dam may even collapse because dam no say ebe so insu up to a certain level. Beyond sa carrying capacity no bibi betumi esi. Et say the load be too wutisu. You as a human being no who the capacity load na ubetumi aye den esua. Say load no go beyond that one thing or the other may happen. Either say ube break it down and now load ni nyina ye see with isu ni nyina no ebeji egu. So in this case lesser evil we have to spill because yan spill so the upstream no in kron almost soro no almost here then they are being submerged. That's the truth. You will hire na yeti about bipe nyaye koso wo krachi nyaye koso wo dambai nyaye koso wo pru areas nyaye koso wo some parts of eastern region fantia kwa north esojaman ene upper manya krobo areas ni nyina yenyan spilly yenu they are also suffering the collection of insuno and the possibility of the dam giving way no so ewo ho a giving way problem.
The whole country.
The whole southern part, to even in Cry. But near Eyemiya, and he say, we knew this thing. A DM preparation a ye.
In that
ya chama asemiya to ye no, I feel na ye for me interministerial committee of 13. So are we saying, say, na ye nim if we don't have people la omubeye calculation we say insuo na eto ewo Mali nia eto ewo Burkina nia eto ewo northern regions no ni nyina no back towards the dam and this will be the rate of increase and by all means no say an abnormal spillage and yet the normal type of spilling now 2022 there was a spill. The issues that somewhere around October something, the VRA issued statement say almost spilly kakra. But that did not have the kind of impact because a normal spilling. You know, even as they are spilling, the level of the dam no above the carrying capacity says here many okay. Ya spilling am a problem about now so the level no still above the highest level of the dam or say sarcophagus mais after all the spilling na one year no level na insuo no one be me height no be twice above nia bibia no we say ade no da. So that is the state we find ourselves. Meaning yentumi anye advanced preparation say ye ba be abnormal spilling and ehia some level of desilting because the dams the lower part of the Volta basin has been silted clearly when from your eye no when you say the weeds are just growing on the lower basin meaning say siltation akoswa to the point say who spilling so na inso na kakra ebeba no ebema the lower basin ayema because of the siltation. In the first thing that VRA from July our detected was to start some level of desilting, especially the estuary down to open it up so that in Suoneba ebe freely. The same way from Sogakope areas when you now deko, beside any yanye. we should know, say, some of our critical assets, to say Greco facilities, will be affected. So start preparing emergency power supply points. We should know, say, in source of water will be affected. So emergency tanks at strategic points are higher. And identify places to put the people.
Is it that underrated the might? And I say we just thought, say, well, look, see, we are the usual.
We just don't care. That is how we are, and it is wrong. And no, that we wait for things to happen, then ansana. When we pay people to think, we pay people to act before, but omonye. The chairman didn't see then we are now going. We should have known, say, the level of the way so normal spilling. So a certain amount of movement beyond the mere statement, was needed to even say to move people out. Oh, it's enough. Your statement say your best spilling. So the people on their own should be moving. You see, they will not move because in the past you have issued statements on spilling and you have spilled and it did not affect them. A year when him say one kasa wunye the salting. One kasa wunye when him say spilling no be even more. But say ye be 8 of the 12 channels in the Akosombo Dam and 12 of the 15 bond dams. But that's how they are. But still, in so now a way chinukra above the highest level and say at the Enoko. So lack of preparedness, lack of responsiveness. And all these institutions, ministries, agencies now in charge of Sadi and Kosa what are the degrees for? What are all these degrees are you what is it for? Zikana yes spending, what is it for? And what can be Omahining? And yet you free home it's good to appeal to a mom if you have them. Look, the Akosombo Dam has been the mainstay of this country's urban energy because you say energy is key. Obia afahu enya Akosombo sun faso. Until recently, President Rawlings said, "Oh yeah, alternate source of power. Yeah, the tema eba Akosombo was the only." And now, as a country, Ghana. If the people along the line, lower and upper, are suffering, the responsibility of
all of us
to rally round. Kakra say emu bosia ba kukura na ubetumi ayeden ediyama. This is the time they need it the most. This is the time they need the most. Enti we have to spill. As for more can say, mayen spill, mayen yes no. It is better we spill and save the dam than to leave the dam and lose its integrity. The impact. So spilling it here was say, but the evacuation, we should move and act quickly. We should have acted even much more quicker than we are doing. Okay. Now so say, but I say Mampenisu better late than never. It's good say Oko, and I would have thought say the response should have been even much earlier. Even whilst he was out of the country, there was a president acting, but Onusu was much more concerned about hunting for votes.
You send the minister.
But I didn't know you're serious enough for the president. Look, at this level, the president and the president wasn't around. The vice president was the one acting.
Let's admit that.
So he should have responded. His continues to campaign up north at the time these things was happening. For me, it's a wrong thing. He had not proven on this occasion to be a leader that cares about the people. Look, Nipan Kwan, anything that can cause the life of one person should concern all of us.
Exactly.
Some time back, my colleague be over parliament na onyabenya accident when he said, "Oh, for him, the MPP is more important to him than his life." I told him that men can because life should be more important to you than MPP than anything. That will show the type of leadership you will offer to the people when you value life But if you don't value life, then then you will not even value the people. So life should be more important. After all, Argentina, the vice president, as they say, is it not to come and save life, to improve life? That's a BBC. Say you cannot leave your campaign to come down and visit. You have to wait for the president to return before the president will go and do that. No, he has failed completely. It's not enough for a minister. Say enough for one minister. Argentina EAT committee for the chief of staff to even chair the committee. It means it has gone beyond one minister.
It's a very serious matter.
It's a very serious matter. That should attract the attention.
If you let my forward, say the vice president saw it right that President Kufuor's wife, Onyame Fana Crazy, Uja ni campaign ho. So it's only fair. But it's only fair. Whether how you made time to be there. So I'm saying that whether or how whether
I'll talk to that point when I get there.
But you Thompson, your more time. I've been told that we can now move on.
Oh, we can now move on.
There was an emergency at the Ministry of Information there picking up. About my chances.
My hand made that say. Now the way me say me region and now constituency and now because
Dr. Baumia.
Yes.
You know it already. It is possible group.
That's why I wanted to give the message to him to deliver.
But that's why
I'll respond to you accordingly.
That is why Osobi is a papa nyina. Obi oba mu person no here.
Me mom pa say bibi sa be see be esia the response.
Make sure Kofi. Me who say 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 okọ mischievous and almost say time abem me job so mischievous gear no na start but yet be see ho. Anapio Kasa he talked about the road infrastructure Buem ho. But Mestre the infrastructure that has been affected in this country, you know, it's nothing small. Me too quite all across. Now, when we say this year's rains have caused a lot of damage, Ghana, and it has exposed a lot of our contractors too, because road if a woman, if 50 years, 10 years, 20 years near the no, the rains are by, and even though I know you dempa no, ama equine p assess. And it's a worry to all of us because now we need that double effort. You're starting in Abium, and it means that a lot of money because under this government we've done a lot of roads. Under this government, I can tell you for sure, say we've done a lot of roads. But says the rains are you know. The last rain in Poesi was Accra, no Nami was Cape Coast, and Mifi and Poflade. So it should tell you Obojo, Manette Palms, and it should tell you a bedroom near the end. It should tell you the amount and the power that water can take its course. And so it brings us to the Akosodmo Dam in the spillage. No, it's a little sad, especially this is since dam no, you are spelling it 10 times since dam no. It was done in 1996, 1967, 1968, 1969, 1970, 71, 72, 74, 1991, and 2010. That was the big spillage at And so one would have thought, say, VRA, they should have a strategy on how to, you know, gather some of these, especially working in collaboration with governments, go past and present and everything, so that we see how we can go around this thing. Because to say you can earlier on, no, edu time be na echi bompa yempo say nsuo bo tokeke na dam na yema, and that was the genesis of a lot of doom so a ebesi wo krom ha, and we sat down and we saw it. It is a yenya more than enough, especially, and it comes back to the rains. America said this year the rains na high pa. This is one of the biggest area HSA, and the Metro gave it out. Say this year the rains will be a big problem. So VRA should have cleared all these traps. May share a dime back. As submit your daily graphic anima up to the roofing level. Maybe someone say, how can someone stay in there? But maybe I know one of the sister stations, Omokasano, almost see Mbano, any Mbano. Most of them have moved from that area, but in Bema said they are protecting their property. So they want to stay at the same place, which I think is absurd because and as Kofi was saying, the A is supposed to be 276 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Anything above that will cause havoc to the dam. One, it will cost the whole country because dam no bu ana ebie everybody even in Accra will get a hit of it. The whole country will go into a blackout. So what do they have to do? At the moment, they say they have to open it. Now they've informed the people, say Omoko, but was there any? I think they should have involved the GAF, Ghana Armed Forces, the NADMO, and ahead of time. Say, listen, evacuate people by force. No, but it even went beyond where they expected it. So it means that we have to sit down and plan. We should take advantage of what has happened now and really plan towards the future because it's going to happen again. In the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, we'll have to open the dam and it's going to cause havoc.
Your party is in government. That's Kofi's worry.
It's not about your party being in government.
No, you cannot run away from that responsibility. We've made those mistakes all these years.
Which mistakes?
Spillage bar.
10 times near the end.
As of mine. Party.
And that is why.
And they can say, they say we kokoba. Muhu say science they say this time round and you careful and normal spillage. Adna Bibia that you payma.
Sometimes VRA has to take a step. Sometimes VRA has to take a step and say that, listen, these are the bulletins that this is what is going to happen. I need your support in this area or in that aspect. But so one beka now buy also and take a step. How would Abai know what to go and do? I won't say yes, and that is why Abai has formed a 10-member ministerial committee. It's not just about this, but about the future. How we are going to prevent some of these things in the future. And that is why they formed this ministerial committee, headed by the chief of staff. Until omo koni na no omo planning. What are we going to do to make sure that next time the spillage will direct it into a dam? Now around the Suchari area around we are going to put measures in place to make sure we can either harvest it or we'll redirect it somewhere because we can reuse all this water. We need it. The plans are being put in place. Sometimes BB and Sia won't take steps to put certain things right. It's an unfortunate incident that happened. But a Syria, Abai has taken the step now. It's formed a committee to plan to avert some of these things in the future. And the committee is going to do its homework and put things together.
To coordinate the response,
but don't definitely coordinated response. Now coordinated response, won't you write a report about the next steps to be taken?
Well, I hope
on the instructions of the President of the Republic, an interministerial team headed by the Chief of Staff has been set up to coordinate government response to the unfortunate flooding of some communities following spilling from the Volta dam. Clearly,
every committee, they write a report.
But you have to spell it out.
No, it's coordination. But when you finish any AE, every committee, they write a report.
No, but I'm saying that.
Well, they come to divert to a Suchari.
These are some of the things. After that, and then the committee dissolves.
That is your responsibility.
The committee will write a report.
It's spelled out here that coordinate here. Do you agree that my first point of interest, like the
yes, it's the committee, yes,
it's like the Babin one or something. They have a specific mandate. That is why sometimes people come across and say that they are going outside the mandate.
So when they go there and they are doing a coordination and they see that these are things that they do you think don't write it?
No, but I'm saying that if
every
you go
committee,
by what
agree with me. Every committee, they write a recommendation.
But I'm saying that going by what we have,
no, the terms of reference, they have to coordinate.
So
the terms of reference are not denying it. It's to coordinate. But after
So
that,
after
on extra
coordination,
report.
have you been assigned to add a
No,
report to it?
that's a coordination.
Is that your responsibility? An additional responsibility that you have. I'm saying that what we have here.
You are mixing my submission up. You are mixing my submission. I talked about two different things. I talked about the situation. I talked about the situation in the future. Yeah, and share how we can put this together.
I'm saying that why have you refused to
come? I'm talking about. I said that after that they will also bring their recommendations.
So there's no committee set up to bring recommendations as to
this committee will do that when they are giving their final report. They will put a recommendation
together. But if you are
together.
in Parliament, is that what that happens there?
Well, clearly, this committee is to coordinate Asema
outside that coordination jurisdiction. They cannot do anything.
They can't do much about the other.
We never told you
Are you clearly stating say when you form a committee in Parliament, they don't bring recommendations?
What I'm saying is that their recommendation will be in the area of the coordination.
Exactly.
For example,
where they coordinate,
like I said, maybe grid core because of the spill, say maybe next time, you see some emergency substation.
That is what we are talking about. It's the same thing we are talking about.
Those are the things they can look at. But
that is the same thing I'm talking about.
Diverting water, making
that
sure.
That is something I am saying. Me feel in the future we should look at all these things.
But why would you spell out clearly the responsibility of the committee?
No, say Maka. Say omoye coordination, which I agree with you. But I am saying, say in their final report, omoye coordination in the area because this is not going to end today. Coordination in the area in their report, no, on metro recommendation, feel say in the next future, and that is part of their job.
Okay.
Because any committee you form here, you my report. Now their report, no, you always every committee they always give a recommendation. And the recommendation to say music of your kind or say they don't to okay we and say those say oh yeah share no next time VR be way channel and channel it's the same thing I'm saying. But you said that when they are doing this thing in their recommendation they write be like share no next time be dam na be they can channel other or they can bring other channels in. That was the same thing I was saying, but I was looking beyond the committees. We should start putting ourselves together in such a way. In the future, we can get tunnels and tubes. Move it to some places like Australia, farmland. So that it will help us in irrigation. It will help us in so many other things. I don't think it's a bad recommendation.
No, I'm not saying that a bad recommendation from you.
But we are going by the letter that
you're talking about committee.
I spoke about that before I talked about the committees.
No problem.
And I think it's all in coordination to make sure.
So let's agree that the coordination does not end just to coordinate what it is.
Well, clearly, you also say, as far as this water resource are here, how to utilize insuno eba down and no so was running how to utilize, especially near eba after the dam.
Okay.
In Crofa complaining say adentina fresh water. Say you be giant sam akwakogu impumu free. Woko amayaman bia ye twi impunsuo. Ye twi impunsuo. Eyi nchini no efiri mu e de akwakoye agriculture.
So we have to.
Yen de ye jai nso fresh no e ma ekogu mpunum kwa. So as for what adia wo say ye di nso no ye eno de ye wo hodada. Eye na yenya nya se akukudro na yenya ye wo. Se sika na yenya ye wo. Se ye nim ni wo say ye look. Minia Ghana nko say obi ebe kwa akoda ekom say onya bibi anya den endi because asase no ye wa asase no wo ho isuo no so ye wo ho. These are the two key things we here for agriculture. Sa adie two yi nyina ye wo ya asase nyina from northern part to greater Accra nyina wo jai bibi to ho kra eno abefifi. So we have the land, we have the water. So ni always say if we can invest in agriculture of all forms, say fishery so, say crop so, say now, look, we can put a lot of young persons into employment. And you are solving unemployment and you are solving food situation at the same time no we solve flooding.
Okay.
Yes,
say president so special commendation say or
but the president he doesn't have a choice. The president
he has to.
He doesn't have a choice. I'm saying that he doesn't have a choice.
Why yeah there?
No. Let's not appreciate him to that. No, let's not appreciate the president to that level. I'm saying he has no choice than to go there to check on Ninkofwa or Motuaba at the man.
Agreed, but I think it's
no, when we do that, it comes across as if they are doing us a favor.
Okay, I get where you are coming from. But
it's his responsibility
as part of his
to ensure that is why Baumia's issue came up. It is his responsibility to ensure that Adom will end by. Kofi Nat na mokobo journalist.
Unfortunate. Say a journalist will be beaten anywhere. Me, I don't support beating of journalists at all. In all my work, I desire, say, I'll take them on. I want to seek their protection. Whether Obibiara or Kasama, you remember in 2010, there was this guy, Okokambi, before President Rawlings on the radio platform, and some people got angry. And I got a hint. Said, "Na me name even radio no kra." Na me name radio station no kra na minya information say Abrantie bi was accusing President Rawlings say ono na o she ni fi
no no
now omubu efunti they were moving it. I didn't even know the radio station. So I was so worried. And I'm afraid Nilai Afote Agbo say, "This is what I'm hearing. What can we do?" No, say, well, by yen trying to reach out to the police. So quickly we go to the regional police command. At that time, COP Rose Bio. This is what I've heard. It's a radio station in Ukraine. Menim enti omo modena orange men to move there so as to secure the place and protect the gentleman. They mobilize quickly. Omo ye yama you say omo say radio station na eben mu area aya. So they moved in. When him say later, I was rather accused. Say I mobilized police to go and then go and meanwhile my plan was to protect, because if you allow the people to just move in the West, they can do anything to him. So me for molesting a media person, because we benefit so much from Omwijuma. You cannot be everywhere. Now so the media is spread everywhere and they can pick the information and let you have access to the information. So it was wrong. But Niana Eyemi Yakakran say, Omeka say, NDC thugs. Because truly that was a tawdry act. But they cannot be described as what? NDC thugs. NDC function and not ekoso. But at that moment, the NDC was vetting individuals, party members who have submitted their information. So the individuals can mobilize even any party for party for they can mobilize
just for that special
occasion. Facility. So we are indirectly responsible to secure Ubia Ewo. So we take responsibility for that and we apologize. And yes, you better take the cost of what medical BBR towards the person and any other compensation I will say also. But to describe them as NDC thugs, it's difficult for me to accept. But of course, we must now begin to receive to the aspirants who have been vetted. Which of them, the followers, and that person together with some microphone, if they have been identified to be party members, must be punished also. But there's a complete difference in a situation where party for a mobilization, party penny for acting youth organizer, constituency youth organizers, Abuewura TV station say yen yaba ewo party these are two different things from an event being organized by the party and this situation happened. But unfortunate, and I condemn it. Adie ba kwa me de be ka hono say You see, usually as a media person who cover BBA, who ID card alone sometimes is good. But sometimes in some environment, meaning I was saying we share vest.
To identify.
Easy to see. Because by the time I will be you card, so if you are coming to my office to come and interview me, your card is enough. Say, what the better say, oh, me free this media. But when you are going to some environment, it is better for you to wear a vest. So press, maybe even including your media house. So that it be easier for people to see the difference between you and maybe you are any supporter and another person. Because on here, BBC and Sana you say, oh, na ni pay na onka your opponent. Once you are taking the covering, say, oh, this is a press person. So Mesre says sometimes you should study the environment and know where just the ID card alone is enough. And now you share full vest and full gear. Identify. But it's unfortunate, it's condemnable. No one say easy, but the bigger crime no problem. They say to describe them because so far that has not been proven yet. Okay. Even though a NDC event these were 3 persons being vetted and they could have come with anybody at that moment. But facility, we are responsible. National issue statement, regional issue statement, constituency nankasa so akasa. But I expect them to act quickly and exact some punishment on persons once they are identified to serve as a deterrent. Because yanya no ne ochina
exactly
vetting this will be koswa maybe a journalist party member maybe a senior party member maybe about you anything can happen. So you want us General Secretary out in the office.
When we go into that, when you attempt to bring that, let's not go into those details. I think that no, hold on, I think in the issue of Ghana, party and police have a bodyguard in the headquarters for party. So
even in opposition, they were bodyguarding.
Even in opposition,
even in opposition, we were doing that.
We always call them full scale. We are not always call them full scale.
No, we always call them full scale. Even in opposition, even opposition, was it in opposition? Was it in opposition?
You were in opposition.
Opposition in government, we do this thing.
Here, Kofi Adom, so I'm saying for one incident name no Mrashibi Jameson, Ira Thompson. Ewo hadum say Kofi mi yonko bi wo London o say o say the yentimi describe omo as tax there be oman yen mema Kofi of charge
manka say omunye omu behavior ni nye tagri and they are not tax. So I said this adding NDC to them adding the NDC as a party because one it was NDC office. So when you say na ye mobilize ye tax to go and attack even your party officers, any your properties. And I said, we were vetting aspirants. And the aspirants be a baho with the supporters.
Okay.
And the aspirant A, but to me mobilize talks are ebi beye NDC, ebi kura maybe omunka party be a. So to straight away describe them say NDC tax. What to make us say tax attacked a journalist in the NDC office during their vetting. So that your investigation, now you clearly say, truly NDC for. Then you can now qualify it the NDC talks.
Okay.
But to go straight and describe, say, NDC talks and no America man can say they are not talks because the behavior is staggering. Okay. And if you behave in such way, we have to describe you as such.
Okay.
It may be.
Yes, sir.
Kofi we.
Na say kasa dey.
O be say Kofi kasa dey.
Kasa dey.
Person me start here.
Eduane na yetu bi dey. Kasa dey. And say the way I me ma kwan ma
okay. We want me kwan.
We say me ma kwan ma. No, say man stop.
Pecho mo man nsi o man. Kofi say dey. O say the situation or the process na ye tagri.
Yeah.
But we want to describe it.
The actors no.
Actors.
It's too early to describe them as NDC tax.
They are NDC members.
Or say
Well,
until
it's our question. Are they NDC members?
you cannot
That has not
establish
been
that.
proven.
It cannot be established.
People
It
who
happened
are
at the
supported,
premise
Mebo,
of
Mebo, the case. People who have come willingly to support their candidates. The candidate are catching and then may call. Now you are vetting me. Now you are hear me. The candidate for NDC for Ododo. It's me supporters. NDC members saying yanko. No, then the NDC supporters are back party office.
No, you can from that angle. The meeting can say not all supporters of members of parliament come from the
Come
NDC.
from their party.
Oh.
That's
Most
what
of
people,
support.
Most of the people. Listen,
most
yeah,
we can
most,
agree.
I would say
We can
that.
agree.
I would say
We can
that.
agree.
Well,
We can agree
most
on
of the
most.
people,
but not all.
let me show you something. Most of the people will be NDC supporters.
Yeah.
Now, when you are going into a party office, you will not get an NPP supporter who even support you to come to a party office unless the person is an NDC person. You won't get a sympathizer of that candidate to come into an NDC
You
office.
will get a sympathizer.
You
but
get
their
sympathizers.
their
There are a
percentage.
limit.
Yeah.
You won't
The
get
limit.
a sympathizer to come to the office to come and
You
support you
haven't run
there.
an office before. Have you
Oh
run
man,
a party office before?
Kofi. Ain't me share that. Ain't me share that beside. Ain't me share that beside. Say what can say we are now.
No,
Yeah, man,
I'm talking.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
talking
man,
to you from experience.
Uber back as
You are-
organizer.
You are talking book.
Uber back as
You are
organizer.
talking book.
May can say
Okay.
you will not get
Okay.
an NDC sympathizer of the candidate. A sympathizer of the candidate on your NDC.
So
yeah.
I joined the
Of
friend. I
on your
joined
NDC.
a friend to pick up a form. Who am I? It's a sympathizer to
You
the
joined a
person.
who?
A friend, a colleague who was going to pick up as a member of parliament. I joined the bro.
You are talking about picking up a form, and you are talking about going for
Vetting.
vetting.
Now,
Vetting is a full different process.
How?
One go vetting
Different
that.
from picking from.
Say when you must vetting on no. So what do supporters say ba omo be ye omo be shi jam omo be ye dede omo be che say oh who wo dom wichi. So you are bringing your party people omo ye be who say party for domi. And those are the people that went there. And those people are the people who perform the act of thuggery. And they are NDC members. It is a what na ha na wo kasa fine na ichi most people say wo cheche mu no wo go beyond reasonable doubt. They are NDC thugs and hooligans as they have been properly described. Oma kwakoye act of thuggery. And then a lady reporter City FM lady Mami Akosia Ochre. We dey me amagina obi anim to say mo si nyina ye ka no e besrew say we dey kose. I mean it's not something that should even come from anybody, especially where sometimes the MBM there you can face them, but for ladies to go into such a profession and they being attacked in this way, no, I don't think it's right and I don't think it is acceptable. But coming back to the they didn't only attack the lady. After that, no, who they are officer. Obi Facher. Obi Facher. No, they are bang. No, I say no. Hey, this is the alternative we need. Alternative, yeah, can one say no. Enuni.
The alternative is about policy, so it's not about.
It's not only policy, so. It's not only policy.
Because this is the people want to maintain.
That is why we are correcting our mistakes. Who say NDC, you know, the way I almost described as if Bibi Sansi were Yasimeda. But our party chairman took the action and went to the station himself to apologize. Say yes. Even though you who say your party for no, the party is standing here to apologize. But they condemn that situation. That was UTV, you know. They condemned it in uncertain terms. And bravo to your chairman. Why are they? Because a lot of chairmen will not go to that extent. A lot of chairmen will not go to that extent. On met me later there to me show. Oh, yeah, patcho, yeah, no.
But
he took himself there. Took the communication director there. Ura Richard, and Ura Stephen in team. And then they sat down with the general secretary, Justin Kudia. Non-plan, they said, this is what you have to do. We have to show leadership. We have to show, say, listen, they are for a year, no, it's condemnable and it is not right. And we have to take that responsibility and apologize as a party. Say, they are year, no. Yeah, it's not because we wrote to them say the echo so ni empe na expect so be try but o man try omo de ma ba ko na okotiti mu wo station so ni ade live TV it's past and gone. We've taken that a pain, but even after doing all this no there AC wo ho na ye hu say enset na emfata no yen chairman sorry here on okonenanso okotina ho no pa Ghana for cho he didn't only beg the TV station no he apologized to the people of Ghana, the listeners, the viewership of UTV, said there AC here no and ye ni so and set name fata say yen party for BSA. And so we have taken the full responsibility. But mumma ko ye tagri eyi na mo say o processing ye tagri but omo ye ni ye tax na omo ye den omo ye angels doing a tagri process, angels doing a tagri process. And you can say you when you are condemning it, we should condemn it in no uncertain terms. We shouldn't say oh yes condemnable and say fata say yes sir but processing na almost fast no ye tagri but omangasa ni ye tax. It means that you are saying say oh tagri e na mo ye na good but because mo belong to your party ni dey enje mo say mo ye tax nti bia na ye nkrofo foforo na MPP before next man say you go support Ododio candidate. CPP next man say you go support Ododio candidate. And now a movement for butterfly. In next man. Now candidates. And it tells the candidate you are going to put ahead of he say onko can brachi de nyamama. This is the candidate you are sending. And I'm happy he's saying they have to now sit down and narrow it down and see which candidate in Crawford in a year, sir. And it's not only one person, and now two persons. I can say they are sympathizers into almost year in this before. They vandalized the whole party office, broke chairs no mubu, and those plastic chairs are chairs, sir. One share now go tian some point, bet me a war Nancy, ebema wo nan nyina ho. Their chairs are almost bunu in such a way say, or maso sir, ebet me a bobi won echi, ebet me a won eni. Anything could have happened there. And I expect Kofi Adams, nice gentleman. Wa bobra okasa eye de. Oh, wa ya de wakasa fine. But last part no they can on the on yin film. Said they are not NDC tax. On yin film. Because once you accept that the process or the thing that they did is staggering now. And NDC for it happened one party office no. Unless you want to tell me that, like UTV, anybody, whether I'm repeating or not, may your point, my audience need process. Okay, what am I landed?
I need to be given the opportunity to rebut.
Once, what Jatum say, process needs to party office, especially party office. Process needs to because a party member, coveting, and a tag no. You can't just let anybody walk into your party office. You can't just let people just walk there and do what they like. I don't think people on the streets will walk into any party office and start destroying things because almost say, your friends say, nimpa na vetting no. NDC no. Because I'm a sympathizer no. I'm not happy the way you are vetting. I don't think a sympathizer will do that. So let us not even go on that level. Mr.
So how do you tame the hawks in all political parties?
Seriously speaking, political parties, both sides, we have to sit down and we have to really, really talk to our people and have to put in measures. Punishing Crawford for doing certain things. Seriously speaking. Because I always say one thing. You can't call. Ebia, ye ombeko, ye bapacho, ye bekan, omamu yes abium. And people are repeating it. But if they don't see that there are checks and balances, uye bibia, this mistake and others wronger, this is the equal punishment. It will not only affect the party, it affects the nation.
Okay. Ovi.
Yeah, medasi. Queen, yinya. Listen.
May repeat you because we say repeat it.
Earlier, no, now maintain say yeka the coordinating committees or the planning responsibilities in here. Now they come now they understand. But now I realize for him, like the way microphobia omu enhuadia, you say omu indescribe osunu. Ifa now I describe it the way Ifa sana
Obi are describing
the way I say eno bi na why wo ene anopin clearly odi can make us say microphone cannot be described as stocks and I make us say nya omo ye no so enye tagri ni ameka ye no say to me e will be bia meti any
the experience
are me wo any even the faces are me hu ye no sometimes too early say ye be describe say NDC talks and I reserve that right.
Because you're right.
You can disagree. We can disagree with me. But Minka say, "Niesi enu nye target." But for him to move and show, minya, when him my colleague Ifia, Mukai in 2009, it was trade fair. That I know mumbubu, omumbe bubu, omumba ben mutu, omuntu bubu.
Another subject matter crowd.
Maybe omuye. Ifia
and it's where subject matter.
Ye twin form. Ewo MPP National Congress. Enye kura say for election na yebeka say maybe faction kura ewo mu. Omahini enye even elections so. Yebeka say maybe factions maybe e support e odwin say Ifia kwa akoye story bi e di etia obaako. Eye party a omo edi nkugu omo ye omo special conference. Omo say 3 hours. That was the theme of the conference. Almost to replan, plan, re-strategize and recapture. Bibi. If ya, ni omo de yeno. Omo chunu fonti said the way ukum or war. Now uchin or war ewo form. Oh, join. At the National Congress, I'm penifone ina etiho.
No mo share na ye twin.
Yenu wo. Omo original chairman.
Oh yeah, Obama me chance to respond.
Mutumi ye yama. Sasem no mpese meka because it led to loss of what? Life. In a painful way. Acid bath. Acid bath. Thompson. Hey! Look, elected general secretary. Elected national chairman. At the party headquarters.
Tell me attacks.
At the party headquarters. Mutumi then eko brum general secretary neka ye smash neka oma hini sade headquarters omo party enye veti ye beka say ye veti nkrofronti maybe ni supporters ni sometimes tension can go high. General secretary performing his duty. Hey, look, me am a voter at that time na ye nche mu uti yeso ye nya utintina petrol bombs baby akra enye mu stronghold. Men yes sir.
Petrol bombs.
And men compare a party event happening and such an unfortunate incident and where a party plans mobilize
to go and execute
in a facility and you want to just water it down with a party event I have condemned it. The party headquarters have condemned, region have condemned, even the constituency have condemned. Winima, all the 3 persons are mobile for vetting were all cleared. Edi entina sa basa no die. Ebis feel say ni obi a ye pass no should not have passed the vetting. How?
And on their own will.
On their own will.
Destroy properties.
Like the 3 of us seated here. And you say young Claire will be. So maybe you call you say Thompson you qualified. Not Thompson supporters. Or maybe both say ya ba say ya ba support Thompson. I call almost say Thompson on to me jina. Then ka ebufu be then a ban can make us say justifiable. Meanwhile, all the 3 who pick forms. All the 3 who has been engaging party people on the ground, party penifone tonight, almost say, Munina, Muhuson, Mutimi, then echo. Now, me supporters, Afe Bufu say, because say you disqualify Thompson. So they act that way. Meanwhile, no, Woko constituency, there has not been any indication prior to serve vetting. They say, me supporters. any maybe Thompson supporters, any supporters, there have been any serious disagreements. At the 99 day, ya ba vetia. You see, you know, ya patient, you try you juma soa. That's why I'm saying there's an element of investigation.
There should be an investigation.
There should be an element of what? Investigation. Ain't make up on TSA. So, as an organizer, as a former deputy general secretary, as an activist, you have to start measuring from say, was there any indication? If there was none and it happened this way, there's a need for investigation. And Kofi Kofa and Krofobi, every baby for so that further punishment could be exacted and on America.
Right.
So that we don't just end the matter. But otherwise, hey, the issue of Etiwa, I don't want to be big kakra, okay. Kanya Thompson, okay. No, maybe Sawa. Oh, they
say 2015.
showdown because 2020 is an example. Say we have never organized an election. Nipa from where then let alone this number of persons in 2020 election. But this time round, you catch them. If you bring that 2024, if you bring you there,
if they there. But this one they didn't there. It happened.
Oh,
or it was deliberate.
Massa. In this failed situation, they have failed to deliver.
We will win hands down. We will win our policies.
Canada, Japan, Dr. Afiye Akuto, Alana, onu wentumi ansomwa we film says because say a kind too much into yourself film them before even the whole thing explodes. But and many others. But
the daring aspect is not good because man be deliberate. It happened.
Meba.
Thank you very much.
They have cleared all these persons. And you want to use staggery. You want to use misbehavior. You want to still stay.
We don't need to use misbehavior or staggery. Like your staggery, you know.
Like what they do to Canada supporters.
We'll use that too.
What led to Alan leaving the party?
We will work and we'll show them that work produce results.
And then
now there's a global economic crisis.
Global.
Ghana so
global.
But you are solving the problems.
Global.
President Canada.
Global.
Oh sorry, I'm not Canada. Oh sorry, I'm America. Oh sorry, I'm officer. I don't never solving the problems. I don't officer automatically. When I had to say 1 year campaign.
You have totally
results.
You have totally failed.
Oh, Kofi Adam.
I say you have totally failed.
Let the people judge.
Your people have spoken even to it. Mwankasa mumpeni for.
No, former national organizer. Special advisor. Former president of the Republic of Ghana.
You have failed totally.
Your act that you are demonstrating this morning.
It shows an act of time. Where your words are breaking chairs.
So wrap up.
Thank you.
Wrap up.
Wrap it up. We are working.
Oh.
We are not sitting down and joking. We will not be traveling and go and relax in Canadians and Americans and
the
wherever.
former president did not go to Canada to relax. It's a program. Just like Donaldo goes for programs outside.
Let
them think so.
Obape, no touchy base, but no Okobium. Obape, no touchy. Kofi Adams. Oh. Yeah, former national organizer, man, yes, sir. Don't drop to the NDC or chest level. So the American, they say, whether they like it or not, we will work hard and we will prove beyond reasonable doubt that we will win.
You don't care about them.
Yeah, him say Yamama. Him say Eneye Vutia. will lose elections because nyama ma yeden but yeah go gradually. It takes time. It takes time to get yourselves out of this economic global crisis.
7 years.
And you are working on it.
7 years.
I am the so kind baby about this whole tagri,
7 years.
The tagri and our omunim say it's even worse. So Uber catch him and say, you don't know the people who enter your office when you are going to hold such a special thing. When you're holding a special there's a limit to where even party members can go.
But did you know where the incident happened?
The incident that we saw, that you and me saw.
It's in the open place.
The incident that you and me saw. But it's even worse.
It's in the open space.
How can you go?
Okay.
How can you go?
Okay.
How can you go and let people sit
You
and come
know
say
what happens at your headquarters, your own headquarters.
Okay, yeah,
and
at
an
close
open place.
Yeah,
your
at an open
headquarters and
place.
close
Yeah,
place.
No, move to butcher.
Your own headquarters.
2015. Then no more fear.
I'm saying that
Then no
your
more
own headquarters.
2015 no national organizer. 2015 no national
No, proof. I'm proving you where yours happened.
But for your information, do you know His Excellency the former president was maintaining a mameno? We are aware.
Oh, David. About. Oh, Yanfa.
No. May come why are aware that.
Yanfa.
Kofi, we want comment today. Oh, the Kofi say akokoro. Oh, Kofi.
We for elections we have won already, irrespective of whatever happens.